Hey guys, hope you are all having a great Christmas. This year, my life has been changed completely. The once-in-a-lifetime event of taking the fight up to the big guys through meme stocks, me beginning this channel, making new friends and acquaintances, me losing my dad and many other life-altering events have once again shown me that life is full of mysteries and can take us to places we never expected. Just like you guys have, we have been challenged and we have been humbled in many ways. Some experiences sucked and some experiences have been extremely bitter, as we still learn how to cope and move forward. Even with all of these things, I feel blessed to have found you guys, and nothing materialistic could ever replace the absolute honor that is interacting with you folk. I want to thank you all for giving me the best Christmas gift of all time, a life-changing gift to be sure. I want to wish you all a happy Christmas, and hope that 2022 makes us all better people and bring new experiences and opportunities for us all. I'm going to keep today's video super brief, and it will most likely be like that for the remainder of the week. I am a bit taxed with some visiting family members and I still want you guys to stay celebrating the holidays for a while without getting taxed on stock information and anxiety. Before we begin with today's content, let me quickly state that I am not a financial advisor, and that all content discussed in this channel is simply information gathered that I deem important for people to know, so that they can make informed decisions. All efforts are aimed to better understand the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history. Let's get started. Today I have a tale of two parts. This past June, The Motley Fool published an article that said AMC had a new problem, and that was that not enough people were returning to theaters. The clown who wrote this intellectual garbage said AMC was going to find it hard to engineer a turnaround without people paying to watch movies. He talked about how AMC raised a lot of cash, but that it would do little to nothing if moviegoers did not show up to the theaters. He put some graphs comparing attendance for the month of May of 2019 to May of 2021, showing reduced visitors. He took this to imply that even after that summer films were going to flop because movies like Black Widow were going to release simultaneously on theaters and Disney+, and that streaming services like Amazon were releasing Prime Video movies like The Tomorrow War, which would disincentivize people from going to theaters even further. All in all, The Motley Fool made a case that theaters were going to experience an audience draft, a lack of enthusiasm and ticket sales because most of the movies they deemed could be successful were releasing this past summer on streaming services as well. Fast forward 7 months, and movies have never been any more popular at theaters. Spider-Man: No Way Home has finally become Sony's top-grossing picture of all time at the domestic box office, and finally crossing the $1 billion mark at the worldwide box office. The animated musical movie called Sing 2 was also recently released, and Universal is extraordinarily pleased with the box office performance. People are simply feeling more comfortable visiting theaters now than they were earlier this year, and ticket sales show that the demand for a cinematic experience will continue to elevate AMC theaters more and more over time. Since the onset of the pandemic, AMC has not looked this good. The theater giant has shown that it has plenty of customers, that it will continue to grow in investors and moviegoers over time, and if we are to look at the catalog of films coming out next year, AMC is about to make serious bank. I mean, we have Avatar 2, a Thor sequel, a Doctor Strange sequel, Batman, Lightyear, Aquaman, The Flash movie, Black Adam, and even a new Spider-Man movie as well. These are only some of the biggest films coming out, so you tell me, do you really think AMC is going to be struggling with getting people into their theaters? AMC is not going anywhere but the absolute moon, so anyone not taking advantage of this sleeper monster being under 30 is going to deeply regret it. Lastly, I want to bring attention to one of the worst politicians of our time. Patrick Toomey, who serves as senator for Pennsylvania, introduced a bill that seeks to amend the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 in order to prohibit the SEC from banning payment for order flow. It is clear to me that this scoundrel has been bought to try to ensure that Wall Street and friends maintain their criminal actions by thwarting the SEC's attempts to make the markets more fair. This man, Patrick Toomey, said he is not running as senator any longer, which could be why he is doing all he can to sabotage the markets with little to no self-preservation. Still, if you live in Pennsylvania, make your voice heard and unleash your thoughts at him. Contact your representatives and make it absolutely clear that what he is doing is a travesty for all and only seeks to ensure Wall Street's leverage over retail investors. Also, I wanted to share of the sentiment that is embattling Wall Street right now, since it will affect the overall markets and will affect how AMC and GameStop trade. Wall Street is currently betting that the S&P 500 is on track to end its massive run. Stocks have climbed to record numbers both in 2020 and 2021, with roaring corporate profits and easy monetary policy fueling it. However, earnings growth is expected to decrease a bit next year and instead become moderate. On top of that, the Fed is pursuing plans to raise interest rates like we have talked about on this channel, which will chip away some of the stock market's rally. You see, when rates are low, investors tend to load up on stocks to generate good returns on investments. When inflation grows and force policymakers to raise interests, the value of companies' future earnings drops, and investors tend to look elsewhere to make money. So, here's how to look at the situation. We know for a fact that the Fed will increase interest rates, but what we do not know is the time of this. As such, the question becomes, how soon do you begin to take new positions or adjust what you have based on this expectations? How soon do you anticipate other market participants to quickly begin adjusting their own positions? The timing of all of this, and how it unfolds, can make markets very volatile and unpredictable. On top of that, analysts cannot forecast world events, or how the markets are even going to react to them. I remember reading so many analysts calling for a huge market crash and that stocks would bleed for years when the pandemic started last year, but instead, the market made record highs, with a rally that has been historical and has left many scratching their heads. Right now, we have Omicron growing week over week, and we have a lot of problems with employment numbers, some calling it the Great Resignation, since so many people are quitting their jobs to find something that offers better pay and a healthier work-life balance. This leads to a lot of uncertainty, and with Omicron, it makes things shaky. The market rallied in 2020 because the government ensured that Wall Street gains would be isolated from the pandemic effects, but it was still shaken early on. With Omicron, we could see ourselves getting shaken again, and low employment numbers will not help either. Employers need to stop giving bonuses to CEOs and start paying better wages, and policy should be made to help this happen. Again, there is a lot of market uncertainty right now, and that could translate to volatility in weeks to come, so enjoy the discounts that will be made available to you all. AMC was looking a bit weak on Friday. Maybe the performance of Spider-Man will drive investors into it this week. AMC looks like it has a good chance at retesting 27 again. If it does and breaks that support, we could fall back down to 24 again, and with a really bad week for the stock market, we could retest 20 again. However, if AMC breaks resistance and consolidated above 28, we are likely to test 30 and possible 32. GameStop should find support at 145, 142 and 139. Resistance will be met at 155 and 160. GME has been doing a good job at preserving its support walls, and a bullish week could easily have it break above 160 once again. I truly and sincerely hope for another dip below 140 so I can really add many more shares. It's Christmas week, and I hope you guys get to spend some time with your family. I wish you all the best. Hopefully I will see some of you this week. If you want to support this channel, I have a Patreon link in the description as well as some one-time donation links for Cash App and PayPal. Thank you again for being a part of this channel. I will continue striving for better content. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend and to the moon.